everyone have did their work very good and have submitted to me through Google Classroom. It's also very good. But in nearer future, probably by today, I shall also give one more question to you to evaluate. So, however, before going to in details of all those things, let me give you one more extra construct in terms of not it is break and continue. It is switch case. So normally switch case could be seen in such a way: case variable in dollar variable in. So look at this: case dollar variable in. So case one. This is the case one. B in the sense value. This is B in the sense value one. So set of statements here. How many number of set of statements you are expected to uh, uh, execute you could take, and this double semicolon will be considered as break. This is called as break. Okay, this is the break here, and this is the first case, this is second case, this is third case, and so on and so forth. This is the nth case, followed by this will be, so star and closed parenthesis will be considered as default case. This is a default. Okay, default case. And at the end of this particular case, you have to specify, so ESAC, just a reverse word of case. Just a reverse word of case, you have to specify in such a way that it is, this is called as ESAC. And so therefore, you could execute your switch case by using this particular construct here. So based on this, I'd like to show you one example for this particular point of view. Let me show you this example here. Okay. So let me open ca.sh, case.sh, and here normally while we have to operate using any applications or Android mobile apps or any online compilers, clear is not supposed to be given. Okay, so clear is not supposed to be given. By default, it could be taken, the device will be in clear mode. Okay, so that is why online compilers or any mobile apps, clear cannot be given. So here we are doing directly with operating system so that the clear can be used. Thereby, I hope that everybody have got idea how the input will be given. Thereby, one separate tab will be there, that is standard in stdin. Otherwise, while running that particular program, it will ask you some kind of input messages while so it is being run here. So hope that you got some kind of habituation to have something. Now here, my idea is, what I'd like to specify here is, my idea basically, I'd like to consider a small example for you. That example will be, so look at this, I have to take one particular value as input, and this value could be taken into consideration by whether it is positive value or negative value, something like that. Otherwise, even or odd, wanted to produce even or odd. So for that particular thing, n modulus of 2 will be gets identified. If n modulus of 2 will be equal to 0, then that is called as so even number, otherwise odd number. Same thing will be done in terms of case, switch case. Okay, normally switch cases cannot be used for these purposes, but for explanation point of view, I'm taking this particular example here. So echoes also not expected. Echoes also not expected by any online compilers or app compilers here. So please remember. So enter a value. So read n. Normally some k equal to the expr expression expr, so dollar n modulus of 2. Okay, modulus of 2 will be taken something like this. CASE dollar k in. Okay, first case number 1 is if it is 0, let me consider this is 0. So let me consider echo dollar n is an even number. Okay, after completion of this one, this is the only statement I would like to produce at this moment. So I'd like to take into consideration that this is even number and my break also be at this moment. Now, secondly, if it is 1, so echo dollar n is odd number. Okay, only one statement will be taken here. Then there is no default for me. Only 2 cases are there, so I'd like to consider it here. So ESAC. Okay, then let me execute this one for a while for you. Yes. Then chmod. So u-x to ca.sh. Okay, /ca.sh. Let me take a value as input here, some 45. So it is an odd number. Okay, I have identified what is the modulus 2 value here. If modulus 2 value will be equal to 1, that is odd number. Modulus 2 value will be equal to 0, then that is called as even number. So a simple kind of explanation or example for this one here. You can see this particular example here. Okay, in this way you can write your switch case here. In future, you maybe have some kind of switch case operations. Yes, I'll give you some examples to you. Then there will be the idea to write the switch case in front of you of some more examples in our laboratory sessions also. Okay, this is one kind of example. And let me show you how to generate nested loops. Based on that, I'll give you 1 or 2 examples today. Based on that, you have to submit everything by, so after 3 days, after 3 days or 2 days. So you please submit everything. So I'd like to show you the nested loops here. So nano nested loop dot sh. Okay. So here my idea is, what is my idea to generate here in the sense? So I'd like to produce 1. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this, and so on up to n. N will be equal to some 10 in the sense 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. It must be produced. Okay. So this is the idea for this particular thing. How you could generate the values? Let us have a look here. Okay. So echo enter a value, enter a number. Otherwise, how many rows? How many rows are required to produce here? So let us take that particular point. Then read n could be taken into consideration. Initially, I'd like to consider I will be equal to 1. Okay, I will be equal to 1. So while $I is less than or equal to $n. Okay, less than or equal to $n. Do. So what exactly we are trying to do here? We'd like to produce one more loop here. J will be equal to 1 more time, and while so $j less than or equal to $I. Hope that you have idea how this could be written in our C++ programs. So $I. Okay. Do. So I'm giving only the structure here. After taking this one, echo. Already I told you. So if you want to display the contents on the same line, you have to follow one particular switch. The switch is -n. So followed by the value as $. j, whatever the value of dollar. It could be followed by, we need to produce some space. One or two spaces will be required here. After that, I'd like to increase the value of j. J will be equal to expr dollar j plus 1. Okay. So while submitting your exam, your assignments, you people are displaying here something like this. I have already given some information to you that so this is code, single code. This is single code, and this is the character which we have to specify, the expression character. Can you please remember this? And you have to apply the expression character, but not the single code. Okay. So your problem is gets over for inner loop. And to continue the external loop, so you have to increase the I value here. So I will be equal to expr dollar I plus 1. Okay, so done. This is the way. Before going to apply this particular done, we'd like to move, because here we have been operated so I for n because of this particular reason. So we'd like to, after completion of inner loop, we have to move towards next line. So echo, so just some single space. Without space, we have to operate something like that. Now you can see, yes, I'd like to save everything in nl.h. Change mode nl.sh. U plus execute, so nl.sh, and then dot slash nl.sh. Okay, how many rows? Some 5 rows. Okay, look at this. This is the way you could produce the output here. Okay, so in this way you can write our program. In this way you can write our program to illustrate. Okay, to illustrate the nested loops. The nested loops will be taken into consideration, something like this here. Okay, so based on these, you have as much as many number of programs. So I'll give you certain number of programs to you today in the afternoon, probably after 1 hour. I'll post everything through the Google Classroom, and you please evaluate them by taking 2 days or 3 days time. I'll specify what is the exact time, so to finish off this assignment work here. Okay, so this is what the programming construct will be concerned here. So now I'll come back to your syllabus. Your syllabus will be at a moment, and you could get your syllabus here. So look at this. So we have completed everything here, and we have completed everything except change owner permissionship and change group permission. Except these two, we have completed everything, and we have entered into the how you can use this shell and what are the commands which are used by that particular shell here. Okay. So here I'll give you one specific set here, that is command giving multiple commands in one particular command line. How this could be done here? Let us have a look here. So wanted to execute number of commands at a time. Let me say, so ls -l. Let me say here is one directory. I wanted to enter this directory, and immediately after enter into this directory, I'd like to list out that particular directory. Normally, if you want to perform that operation, you must operate 2 different commands. That is cd, so class 1. So enter. Yes, it could be enter into that particular directory. Then you have to operate ls-l. Okay. In this way, you have to operate. But if you want to operate same commands for 2 different times, same commands in single command line, how could you done here? In the sense, already we have experienced this one. That is cd followed by class 1. So that is my first command. Semicolon. If you put semicolon, it will be accepted. It will be accepted. The so-called command, so-called next command which is being executed in the similar what do you call command line only. Okay, so then ls hyphen l. You please observe what is the command line here which is available here. The command line is present working directory is so upclass, that is the present working directory where we are here. Now I am trying to enter into class 1, and after enter into the class 1 I'd like to operate ls hyphen l. Okay, immediately I'd like to operate ls hyphen l. How this could be happen? Let me hit enter here. Look at this. I have been enter into class 1. After enter into class 1, so because of this particular command, it has been enter into class 1, and immediately next command is this one here, ls hyphen l. Yes, it has been displayed the total content which is available here. So if you want to execute more number of commands, okay, after displaying everything, let me execute one more thing, cd double dot. I will come back to up class back. 3 commands can be gets operated so simultaneously. So what exactly present working directory is class 1, and then followed by I'd like to enter okay, first of all I'd like to come back from this one here. Wait for a while. cd come back. Now, so I'd like to go ahead and execute one more command here, that is cd double dot. Okay, let me enter into cd class 1 first, then followed by the listing of that particular class, how many number of files and directories are available within that particular class. Let me list out them. Excuse me. And immediately I'll come back to its parent. And after come back to its parent, let me operate so pwd also, present working directory also. Okay, 4 commands could be gets operated in using single command line. So how this could be gets evaluated here in the sense by putting semicolon between 2 commands. Semicolon between 2 commands, it could be gets executed. Look at this. Look at this. You have been entered into so that particular cd class 1. After that, it has been displayed the contents of so-called cd class 1, and where you are working. So after come out from this particular cd double dot where you are working, so home gopi and up class, you are working with this up class. All these 4 commands have been executed simultaneously. To perform this particular operation, where it is, yeah, to perform this particular operation in giving multiple commands within one particular line. So to perform that particular operation, you have to use semicolon between them. You can use semicolon between them. Semicolon could be facilitate you to execute more than one command in single command line. Okay, semicolon could be facilitate you to execute more than one command in single line. Whereas if you go ahead and execute something like this, let me say ls hyphen l pipe symbol, pipe, so more. If you take this particular operation, what exactly it could be done? This entire command is a single command only. This entire command is single command only. Whatever the output which is being generated by ls hyphen l cannot be displayed immediately. It could be the output of ls hyphen l will be posted or stored into a pipe of kernel, buffer of a kernel. From that particular kernel's buffer, so more will be displayed or more will be taken and it could be displayed. So it must be considered as single command. It is not multiple commands, it is single command only. So that is what you need to remember. You need to identify the distinction between these two. It could be semicolon could be give a facility to execute more than one command on command line. I repeat. So semicolon can be gives a facility to execute more than one command on a command line. Whereas, so pipe symbol, pipe could be always give you to facility to take input from the previous command. So this is ls hyphen l is first command and more will be second command. It could be take input from the ls hyphen l and can be displayed by more here. But here, every command is individually executed. There is no, so taking input from previous command by the next command, something like that. Everything is individual command, and it could be after first command is completed, then go for second command, then go for third command, then go for fourth command, and so on and so forth. Okay, that is the basic difference between these two. Okay, so therefore, giving multiple commands in one particular command line will be satisfies this particular kind of issue. Okay. Now, after this moment, we have completed this many, and tomorrow for today, there is no much information from my side because I have traveled all the way from my village to Narsaropet. So that is why just now I have reached to Narsaropet. So that is why I have taken your class for a while. So tomorrow we will complete. So what are the command line structures? I mean, how the command line could be accepted. To satisfy the command lines, what are the meta characters could be used to take the command line arguments here. We would like to consider these two. And then how could you create new commands? Of course, here also there, command substitution could also be a new command. So that is why I have left over here. How could you create new commands and how the parameters will be passed here. So from right away from here to here, everything will be gets completed. Everything is very small items only. I will cover each and every point by tomorrow's class. Okay. So somehow today I am supposed to give you some probably some five programs which could be used to illustrate or evaluate nested loop. Just now my internet is disconnected, so that is why I'm unable to communicate with you. So somehow that is so this is the next class which I would like to consider by tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we'll meet and we'll have a class by tomorrow. Thank you.